Hello students, I hope all of you are doing well, and now we are going to start the fifth lecture of our chapter, that is synthetic fibers and plastics. Now in this lecture we are going to talk about certain other topics, and they are spandex and lycra. So what is these fibers? These fibers have excellent elasticity. These are the synthetic fibers, and these fibers have excellent elasticity, have excellent elasticity. The high elasticity of these fabrics, the high elasticity of these fabrics the high elasticity of these fabrics make them suitable, make them suitable for use in clothes, for use in clothes, because as they are highly elastic, so that makes them suitable for use in clothes that require snug fitting, that require snug fitting. They are highly elastic and they require snug fitting. For example, swimming costumes. For example, swimming costumes, t-shirts, and caps. So these are the fabrics that require high elasticity, and in this spandex or lycra is used. Now the next topic that we are going to study about is the advantages of synthetic fibers. What is the need to use synthetic fibers over natural fibers? So we are going to talk about the advantages of synthetic fibers. So the very first advantage of synthetic fiber is that synthetic fiber do not depend either on agricultural crop. Synthetic fiber do not depend they do not depend on agricultural crop. They do not depend on agricultural crop like cotton, like cotton, flax, and jute too, because these are the natural fibers and they depend on the agriculture and how the agricultural is. Now, and they also do not depend on animal husbandry or on animal farming, on animal farming. They do not depend on either agricultural crop or animal farming. And in animal farming, there are as silk and wool do. And wool do. Now, the second advantage of a synthetic fiber is that the fabrics made of synthetic fiber, the fabrics made of synthetic fiber, the fabrics that are made of synthetic fiber like polyester and nylon, like polyester and nylon are easily heat set. They are easily heat set. Are easily heat set. Now, what does heat set means? That is, heat set means that is, they retain the fold or pleat. They retain. That means if we use heat on them, they will set and they retain the fold or pleat. They will retain the fold or pleat made on them by ironing. Made on them by ironing even after washing. Even after they are washed. Even after washing. So they are heat set that it can be set with the help of heat, and if we use iron then they will retain the fold and pleat even after washing, and thus it is easier to maintain clothes. Thus it is easier to maintain clothes. It is easier to maintain clothes made of synthetic fiber, made of synthetic fiber than that of natural fiber. Than that of natural fiber. Than that of natural fiber. Now we are going to talk about some other advantages of synthetic fiber also. And the other advantages of synthetic fiber are that synthetic fibers are much stronger. The third advantage are that synthetic fiber are much stronger. Synthetic fibers are much stronger and hence more durable than natural fibers, and hence more durable than natural fibers, than natural fibers. And they dry easily and have faster colors, and if we dye them, so they dry very easily. They dry very easily and have faster colors, and have faster colors. Now, the fourth advantage of a synthetic fiber is That synthetic fibers are not easily acted upon. Synthetic fibers are not easily acted upon. They cannot be easily acted upon by moisture, chemicals, or bacteria. Or bacteria. Now, the fifth point about the synthetic fiber and its advantages are that they are generally cheaper than natural fiber, and that's why they are more affordable. They are generally cheaper. They are generally cheaper than natural fibers. And the sixth point and the last point is that they can handle heavy loads. They can handle heavy loads. They can handle heavy loads without breaking. Without breaking. That means they have high tensile strength. That means they will have high tensile strength. They will have high tensile strength. I hope this is clear that what are the advantages of synthetic fiber, and we all know that synthetic fiber are much more easier to use than natural fibers. Now we are going to look at some of the disadvantages of synthetic fibers. Now the disadvantages of synthetic fibers are, the very first one is that clothes made of pure synthetic fibers, clothes made of pure synthetic fibers, pure synthetic fibers are garishly lustrous, and they are garishly lustrous. That means they are just too much lustrous. They are garishly lustrous, and it doesn't look good when the clothes are too damn lustrous. Now, the next disadvantage of a synthetic fiber is that synthetic fibers melt before burning. Synthetic fibers melt before burning. That means that clothes made up of such fibers stick to the skin when in contact. So clothes made up of such fibers, made up of such fibers, clothes that are made up of such fibers stick to the skin when in contact with the flame. Whenever there is a contact of flame. So when in contact with a flame, and that cause burns and causing burns. So they can cause burns on the skin because they get attached to the skin whenever they get contact in the flame, causing burns. And therefore they should not be worn, and therefore they should not be worn. They should not be worn in the kitchen or while setting off fireworks. In the kitchen, they should not be worn in the kitchen or while setting off fireworks. Whenever you are around fireworks, you should not wear synthetic clothes. Fireworks or synthetic fibers also. Now, the third disadvantage of a synthetic fibers are that synthetic fibers are generally hydrophobic. Synthetic fibers are generally hydrophobic. Now, what is hydrophobic? We are going to talk about that on the next slide and the next page. Now, the hydrophobic means that hydrophobic means they repel moisture. That means they repel moisture, and moisture is in our body in the form of sweat. Example, sweat. And do not absorb it. They just repel moisture and do not absorb it, and do not absorb it. And they also do not allow enough circulation of air. And they also do not allow and they also do not allow enough circulation of air. So clothes made of synthetic fibers are not comfortable. So clothes made of synthetic fibers are not comfortable. The clothes that are made up of synthetic fibers are not comfortable to wear, and they do not allow sweat to evaporate, and do not allow sweat to evaporate also. Sweat to evaporate. Therefore, the clothes made of natural fiber are comfortable to wear as compared to synthetic fibers. Therefore, The clothes made of natural fiber. The clothes made of natural fibers are more comfortable. Are more comfortable. And the next and the last point is that some electric charge accumulates on synthetic fiber. There is some electric charge. So some electric charge accumulates on synthetic fibers on synthetic fibers due to which they clinch together due to which they clinch together they clinch together and they also clinch with the skin as well as to the skin. And this way the electrical charge irritates the skin. And the electrical charge irritates the skin. The electric charge will irritate the skin whenever we wear synthetic fiber clothes. Now the next topic that we are going to discuss about is plastic. Now what is a plastic? We have all seen plastic in our daily life. Now how do we what is the need to learn about plastic and to study about plastic? So plastic are synthetic materials. Plastics are synthetic materials Plastic are the synthetic materials that can be molded into a permanent shape. That can be molded into a permanent shape. These are the synthetic materials and they can be molded into permanent shape. That means we can make the plastic permanent. Now they can be molded into different shapes as they can be molded into different shapes. Now this phenomenon and this property is called as plasticity. This property is called plasticity. And they are not generally attacked by chemicals. Plastic cannot be attacked by chemicals. They are not generally attacked by chemicals. Attacked by chemicals. Now, in this, we are going to see what are the types of plastic, and on the basis of structure, the plastics are the very first plastic that we are going to discuss on the basis of structure is linear plastics. Now, in linear plastic, the monomer units are joined together to form a long straight chains. Are joined together They are joined together to form to form long straight chains. They are joined together to form long straight chains of polymer molecules. Of polymer molecules. They are just monomer units are joined in a linear fashion and a long straight chain fashion. So these chains are stacked over one another. These chains are stacked over one another. These chains are stacked over one another to give a well-packed structure. To give a well-packed structure. And the examples of these type of plastics are HD, HDPE is a type of plastic that comes under linear plastics. PVC is a linear plastic, and polythene is also a linear plastic. Polythene, etc. And the structure of these plastics are they are stacked over one another, and the structure is generally like this. So the structure of linear plastic is generally like this. They are just stacked over one another to form a well-packed structure. Now the next type of plastic that we are going to look at is branched chain plastics. Now in this, the monomer units not only combine to produce linear chain, not only combine to produce linear chain, combine to produce linear chain, but also form branches of different length, but they also form branches of different length, branches of different length, and they are attached and they are along with the main chain, along with the main chain. Now the example of branched chain plastic is LDPE, etc. So the main plastic in the branched chain is LDPE, and the structure of branched chain is like it is a main chain and branches are being attached to the main chain. So like this, the structure is like this. So this is the branched chain plastic. Branched chain plastic. And now the next type of plastic we are going to study about is cross-linked plastics. Now the cross-linked plastics, the initially they initially formed linear polymer chains. They initially formed linear polymer chains, and the polymer chains are joined together to form a three-dimensional network. And the polymer chains are joined together and polymer chains are joined together they are joined together to form a three-dimensional network structure. To form a three-dimensional they form a three-dimensional network structure. Network structure. And these polymers are hard and rigid. When the cross-linked plastics are formed, these polymers are hard and rigid. And the example of cross-linked polymers are examples are bakelite, melamine, formaldehyde, melamine, formaldehyde, etc. And the structure of cross-linked polymer is first of all they form linear chain-like structure, something like that. And then they cross-link themselves. That means they just cross-link themselves like this. So this is the structure of cross-linked plastics. This is the structure of cross-linked plastics. Now next we are going to end the lecture here only, and thank you everyone.